And now I would open the celebration, 30 years anniversary of Young Economist of the Year award. So it happened that you really have 30 years of the award, thanks to Kamil, who noted that to me. And just brief reminder, the competition is organized since '94. The main objective is to encourage young economists in their research career. And the papers submitted are being evaluated anonymously by a board committee formed from access board members. I will show you the names, but it's a great pleasure for me to go back to those early 90s when young economists were really young, and when the former president of the Czech Economic Society was Karel Dyba, who is today here with us. And I will welcome him to come here and share with us some of his memories. Let me remind those younger who don't remember things that his CV is quite long, so I will be quite brief. So he was Minister of Industry of the Czech Republic, member of the parliament, right? He will correct everything. So it's a great pleasure to have him here. And he was the president in early 90s of the Czech Economic Society. And he was probably the first giving Young Economist Prize to another person I will introduce later here. You still remember this?
He's still young.
Yeah. So, by the way, you see that we have these special microphones so that I don't have to have it here. So if the rest is silent, everybody will hear nicely, including those people online. So, Karel, yes. Tell us whatever you think we should hear from the past or from now, as you want. The floor is yours.
I've prepared my speech in Czech, but I try to also talk in English. I say a few words about 90s, okay, how it was by then. And then I see some presidents, later presidents, right? Here, so they may complete my talk if they wish to. Anyway, this distinguished society has a sort of long past, right? It started already during times of Austro-Hungarian Empire. There are names associated with it. Not Zdeněk too much, right? Like Kaisel, Professor Kaisel, he also used to be a member of the government, Austro-Hungarian government, and the position he held was Minister of Finance, right? Also Albin Brav and so on and so forth. Then I jumped into sort of 60s, when the economic society was kind of established. One of the presidents was Karel Dyba, right? Maybe Schick also for a while. This is what I don't remember. There was also a sort of club of young economists. The chairman of the club was obviously Václav Klaus by then. So its long career, so to speak, in politics started by then, because this club of young economists, they were criticizing very strongly by then the Schick's reform, right? The attempt to combine the socialist economy with market, in a sense. And then after the occupation of the Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia, by the Russians, number of people were expelled from the academy, from the Economic Institute of the Academy of Sciences. Also, Václav Klaus had to leave, also was expelled. By chance, I had to leave the Prague School of Economics, but by chance, I ended here, 1970. And the Economic Society, the Economic Association, right? In a sense, continued to the extent I remember, and also remained the member of the International Economic Association. But it was headed, to the extent I remember, by some people who were sort of reliable, because it had to all be approved by the Communist Party cells and whatever. So the last name I remember, the last chairman of this society, and somebody who used to go to the meetings of International Economic Association was Mr. Wacker. Mr. Wacker probably teaching at the Communist University here in those years. And then in the beginning of the 90s, there were free elections. Obviously, I was elected president of the society, and immediately we tried to revive the life of the society. 2 or 3 things I mentioned. First of all, we did start with the so-called collective membership, because we needed money, obviously, and collective membership meant that the companies and institutions had to pay something. So by then we were quite rich in terms of money, obviously. The second point I'd like to stress was the peaceful dissolution of Czechoslovak Economic Society and re-establishment of establishment of the Czech Economic Society and Slovak Economic Society. This dissolution, obviously, velvet dissolution, preceded the major thing which happened sometime later, also peaceful dissolution of Czechoslovakia. And we also started a number of meetings which were attended by a sort of large public. And these meetings were devoted, obviously, to the transformation of the society and economy. Among the speakers were ministers and people who were very much involved in the transformation design. I have to mention also against Václav Klaus, but also the economists, right? Very free discussion, helpful discussion, controversial discussion sometimes by then, but very friendly, not what we have seen yesterday in the Czech parliament. Mutual respect. And also this award to the young economist was established, and I think Mr. Pavel Kohout was the first one who received it from me. So by 1995, I left not the society, but the position. And I do not remember who was the next president after me. I apologize. But later on, there were big names. presidents of this society. Some of them, I see them here about you. So that's very brief, very short history, how I remember it, you know. If you have some questions afterwards, I'll be happy to answer that. Thank you very much. And thank you for the personal invitation.